I'm sorry, sir, but if you believe that, then you don't pay attention to what I say. And I'm not being mean when I say that. I'm just being factual. This person says, but Tom, I thought you were the same one who said, if you are Republican, you are MAGA. Except I've never said that because I don't believe that. People like Rick Wilson of the Lincoln Project is a shining example. Rick Wilson is somebody that, politically speaking, I have been in opposition to my entire adult life. He's a Republican. Even though he says he's not a Republican anymore because Trump runs the Republican Party, he's been a Republican his entire life. Fought vigorously against the elections of Barack Obama. He's not MAGA. Conway, a Republican his entire life, not MAGA. I have always made a distinction between Republicans and MAGA. I explain how Trump and the MAGA wing control the Republican Party because every single Republican within the GOP that's an elected official is scared to death of angering Donald Trump and thus having Donald Trump turn his base against them, because the base represents about 30 to 40% of the Republican Party as a whole. But without that 30 to 40%, you can't win an election as a Republican. The Republican Party is already a minority party within the country, and now a minority of that party controls the majority of its moves. But I have always made the distinction excuse me, good Lord. I've always made the distinction between MAGA and Republicans. As a matter of fact, I would love to see, because if I did say that if you're a Republican, you're automatically MAGA, then I was dead wrong, and I would love to see that video. I don't believe it exists because I have never held that position. But here's where we can put the burden of proof to the test, right? Everybody seems to have a problem with, and I'm not saying you, the comment here, but folks out there seem to have a problem with how the burden of proof works. So somebody makes a claim, and then they go, prove me wrong. And that's not how it works. And I'm not saying you're saying that, but here's an example of how we can explain to people how this works. You've made a claim. You said that I said, if you're Republican, you're automatically MAGA. I know I've never said that, or I know I've never held that position. But you've made a claim. Find the video and give it to me. Now, you're probably going to play hell finding it on TikTok since they bananered my first two accounts. And that's why I'm on my third account. But I put all my content over on YouTube. So there are over 12,000, well, a significant chunk of my content over on YouTube. There are over 12,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Find that video and bring it to me, please. And no, not one that was made with ChatGPT, not one that was made with Claude. Find it and link to me on my channel where that video exists.